So we're creeping closer and closer to the start of the season to we need to register players for the Champions League qualifiers, and to be honest there's not much in terms of incoming rumours coming into Rangers which will probably worry you, but let's be honest, there's plenty of outgoing rumours to talk about, and I'm going to go through each and every one of them in this video. Now obviously we knew there was going to be, mass outgoings within this squad. Clements made it clear over the course of the summer that there is a lot of work to be done, and to be honest, we knew there was a lot of work to be done because we had so many players that were squad fillers, so many players on high wages that are way past their sell by date. We had the old guard to move on. Yes, we've done a lot to move on a good amount of players, albeit for free, which is unfortunate. But we're at the stage now where we're looking to kind of recoup some of the money that was spent last season in order to be able to go forward and bring in some better, higher potential players. So the first rumour I want to discuss is Yanis Hadji. Yes, he had decent spells at the Euros, and we were hoping that those Euros would almost put him on the market and bump his value up a bit. But one of the rumours that's been put out, Ibrox Chat, has said media in Romania report that Hadji representatives are in talk with Fiorentina and a salary has already been agreed. It remains to be seen whether the Serie A club are willing to pay the €3.5 million asking price for Hadji, but if the clubs agree, the player will return to Fiorentina for €1 million salary per year. Now, if we get anywhere near €3.5 million for Hadji, then that is a decent piece of business. To be honest, we know he's not going to really work his way back into the squad, and I know there's a section of the fans that would like to see that, but for me, that kind of that ship's sailed for Yanis Hadji at Ibrox. I think after that kind of what looked like a falling out between him and the Beale backroom staff, including Beale himself, was the kind of end of the road at Ibrox for Yanis Hadji. And to be honest, we didn't really see him, that much in terms of developing, in terms of making a massive impact in the squad, in terms of securing his first team place. So I think that anywhere near €3.5 million is pretty decent business and way above what I thought he'd have been going for if he were to leave. Now, the second rumour is still a bit of a, head in the clouds kind of rumour because nothing's concrete, nothing's, set in stone. These are all just rumours. If there's something secure, I'll tell you. If it's all just rumours, then, it is exactly that. So take it with a pinch of salt. But there's been a few people discussing the idea that Connor Goldson was spotted at the airport, at Prestwick Airport, aiming for Cyprus. Now, Aris Limassol are one of the teams in there that would probably be able to afford his wages. I've been seeing reporters from Cyprus who were saying basically, if any of you think that there's teams in Cyprus that couldn't afford players like Connor Goldson's salary, then you will be mistaken. So obviously the financial power is there in Cyprus to take Goldson over there. Whether this is actually going to happen or not, then I don't know. Yes, rumours are strongly linking Connor Goldson away from Ibrox. All the fans have been talking about it. All the fans have been wanting it. They've been wanting that refresh. They've been wanting that fresh old guard in there. They want experience in with new ideas, with a winning mentality. And to be honest, the rumours are only going to keep going and going and going. And, we might end up seeing something a little bit more concrete further down the line. But to be honest, it's, if you're asking if I think there's anything to this, I have absolutely no idea. Now, something that is quite concrete and has came from a reputable source, you'll probably seen it discussed on other channels as well, but I want to give you my opinion on this. And Fabrizio Romano tweeted out the other day, Turkish side Trabzonspor have sent formal proposal to Rangers for Tames Tavernier. Now, following that up, I think it was the day after, I think Fabrizio again tweeted that Rangers rejected the initial proposal from Trabzonspor for Tames Tavernier. The Turkish club now look to negotiate improved terms. Now, it just shows that Rangers do have a price in mind for Tames Tavernier. It's absolutely mental the amount of Turkish teams that are jumping in from our players, especially from that, Europa League run era, so they must massively admire our team for that Europa League run, because there's bids flying in left, right, and centre. I've no doubt there'll be a bid for Connor Goldson in there as well. Some of the fringe players at Ibrox, there was a bid, for Scott Wright. I think a couple of bids. Scott Wright went over there, and by the way, Scott Wright is still somehow at Rangers and still somehow in friendly games getting a starting position, which for me is absolutely bonkers. But this seems to me right now, in terms of outgoings of that old guard, the most concrete, the most credible rumour that I have seen. I have no doubt that this won't be the only team that is in for James Tavernier, considering there are Saudi clubs, or a Saudi club, interested. There's always been rumours of Steven Gerrard wanting to reunite with James Tavernier and bring that experience, and that goal scoring and goal contribution ability over to his club. But obviously, I don't think the Saudi transfer window's opened yet. So Rangers may well be holding out and hoping for a Trabzonspor Saudi kind of, not a bidding war, but almost inflate that price, create a bit of competition, and get as much money out of that transfer deal as humanly possible. Because as I said in previous videos, yes, it's going to take a lot. It's going to be tough to replace goal. It's going to be tough to replace Tavernier's goal contributions and goals, but to the people who stand firm in that and want James Tavernier to stay, at the end of the day, if you're saying where are these goal contributions going to come from now that Tav's left, or if Tav were to leave, well, strikers, wingers, the usual suspects for creating chances and finishing chances, which, let's be honest, we've not been able to build upon in previous seasons. Last summer set us back, obviously, but it's a massive focus for us in terms of getting a team to click, in terms of implementing a style of play from Clement. We're going to have to bolster those attacking options, because right now, watching that Man United friendly, watching previous friendlies, it's more of the same. Yes, there was a couple of flashes of brilliance. Yes, there was a couple of decent passages of play, some whispers of an identity, but at the end of the day, we're never going to be 100% of the way there, because there's far too much deadwood within this squad, far too many players that just aren't good enough. And yes, it is extremely worrying that we're at this stage, setting the excuse of the Euros aside, at this stage of the season. I think we're 10 days off the registration period for Europe, and still we've seen no movement in terms of incomings at Ibrox. So I mean, I really hope we manage to pull some decent players in the door, because right now I feel like, looking at this season, it's the most demotivated I've ever seen a fan base. I don't feel excited. I know all of you don't feel excited, because things are looking still pretty bleak. I think we underestimated how much of an impact last season would have had on this squad. And obviously Clement's come out and says that Rome wasn't built in a day, and he's asking the fans for patience, because there is mistakes to be fixed. But I really just hope that this isn't one of these seasons where we get into the start of the season unprepared, we under-deliver, Clement's under pressure come Christmas, and then we just repeat the cycle constantly, a new manager, new manager, new manager. All I will say is there's so many players within this squad that should be shown the exit door before even considering Clement's position at the club. But what I want you to do is, I want you to jump into the comments. I want you to let me know what you think about these rumours. I want you to let me know what your thoughts are about the start of the season. Are you confident? Are you dreading it like I am? Remember, the Blue Sea channel memberships are available. It's a great way to help us, support us, and invest a wee bit more back into the content. Make it better for all of you. There's a wee join button up there if you're on your computer. If you're on any other device, then the link to that's down in the description. Thanks to those who have subscribed to the Blue Sea memberships and helped us out. Remember, our socials are down there as well. It'd be great for you to go over, give us a follow, check that out as well, and I'll see you next time.